If you've ever used a lightening, brightening, or fade cream, you need to watch this. There's a good chance you've used the prime suspect in our investigation, hydroquinone.
I used to use beauty products containing hydroquinone, and it badly affected my skin because I developed patches on the face. I went to the doctor and I was advised to stop using it and instead use aloe vera.
Skin lightening products often use high concentration of hydroquinone, which can cause skin problems or mixed with other bleaching chemicals become toxic.
Food and Drugs Authority is battling the influx of banned hydroquinone-contained cosmetic products on the market.
The East African Legislative Assembly last week passed a resolution on the region-wide ban of hydroquinone's manufacture and importation.
The FDA proposed the ban in 2006 after some studies on rodents showed hydroquinone might be a cancer-causing agent.
For decades, its promise was flawless skin. Dermatologists called it the gold standard. But what the label doesn't tell you is the dark side, a hidden trail of terrifying side effects, a shocking cancer scare that led to it being banned across the globe. Today, we open the case file, and we reveal the evidence that turned this miracle cure into a banned substance. Before hydroquinone ever touched a human face, its first job was in a darkroom. First synthesized in the 1820s, it was used for over a century. Its primary role, a photographic developer. Its job was to reduce silver on photographic film. This turned an invisible image into a sharp, visible picture. It literally brought hidden things to light. It wasn't until the early 1960s that dermatologists had a radical idea. If this chemical could work on film, what could it do to skin? The logic was simple. If hydroquinone could reduce silver, could it reduce the overproduction of melanin in the skin? Could it erase a dark spot? The answer was a resounding yes. It worked with an efficiency that nothing else could match. And just like that, a chemical from the photo lab became dermatology's new miracle weapon. To understand the controversy, you first have to understand the promise. For millions of people, hydroquinone isn't just a cream. It's a last resort. It's hope in a tube. Its mechanism is brutally effective. Here's how it works. Picture every pigment-producing cell in your skin as a tiny factory. These factories produce melanin, the pigment that gives skin its color. This factory only runs when a specific enzyme, a formin named tyrosinase, gives the order. Sun damage or hormones can trigger your skin. When that happens, tyrosinase goes into overdrive. It shouts orders to produce more and more melanin. This overproduction creates a dark spot. Hydroquinone works like a master infiltrator. It doesn't destroy the factory. It walks right up to the formin, tyrosinase, and puts it to sleep. It chemically inhibits the enzyme. With the formin disabled, the orders to produce excess melanin stop cold. The assembly line shuts down. The factory goes quiet. This allows your skin to naturally shed the existing dark spots over time, and new ones are prevented from forming. For years, it was the undisputed king. But every king has a dark side, and the evidence against hydroquinone began to mount. The first piece of evidence in our case file is a single, terrifying word: ochronosis. It's a rare skin disorder, but a devastating one. With long-term, high-concentration use, hydroquinone can cause a permanent discoloration, a blue-black staining of the skin. Instead of erasing spots, it creates an irreversible stain. Photos of this condition began to circulate, sparking fear. Suddenly, the miracle cure had a horrifying potential side effect, one that couldn't be fixed. This was the first crack in hydroquinone's perfect reputation. But the next discovery would turn it into an international pariah. This is where the story turns into a global thriller. In the 1980s and 90s, studies were conducted on lab rats. They were fed massive, industrial-sized doses of hydroquinone. The results showed a link to cancer. The news was explosive. Regulators around the world took notice. They saw the cancer risk. They saw the risk of ochronosis. And they acted. One by one, nations began to ban over-the-counter sales. The European Union, the United Kingdom, Australia, Japan. The ingredient was now labeled potentially carcinogenic, a pariah. The panic spread. But was it justified? The problem was, the lab studies didn't replicate real-world use. No human is eating spoonfuls of pure hydroquinone. And decades of use in humans has never shown a conclusive link to cancer. But the damage was done. The ingredient was now guilty until proven innocent. And this fear created a dangerous new black market. For years, the United States was one of the last holdouts. You could still buy hydroquinone over the counter, but the evidence and the fear were piling up. The risk of ochronosis was real, and the black market was exploding with dangerous, unregulated creams. Some contained not just illegal amounts of hydroquinone, but toxic ingredients like mercury and steroids. The FDA needed to act. In 2020, as part of the CARES Act, the rules changed overnight. All over-the-counter sales of hydroquinone were banned. The ingredient wasn't made illegal, but it was moved entirely behind the pharmacy counter. In the United States, the final verdict was in. Hydroquinone was now a prescription-only drug. The case was closed, but the debate among experts was far from over. To understand that debate, we have to look at who needs this ingredient the most, and how the experts use it safely. The demand for hydroquinone isn't just about vanity. Conditions like melasma disproportionately affect women, especially women with deeper skin tones. For them, the discoloration can cause deep emotional distress. This desperation is what fuels the dangerous black market. This is why a dermatologist's approach is so different. They treat hydroquinone like a powerful medication with a strict protocol. There are 3 non-negotiable rules for safe use. First, cycling. A doctor will prescribe it in cycles. You might use it for 3 to 4 months. Then you must cycle off for a rest period. This is crucial to prevent side effects. Second, sunscreen is mandatory. Using hydroquinone without obsessive daily sunscreen is dangerous. It's like trying to put out a fire while pouring gasoline on it. It will only make pigmentation worse. Third, the right strength. A doctor prescribes the lowest effective dose for your case. This helps avoid the dangerously high percentages found in illicit products. Following this protocol is how the gold standard can be used effectively. But for many, that's a lot of risk and effort, which is why science has been busy creating modern alternatives. Luckily, there are now a host of safer ingredients to fight hyperpigmentation. You can fight it from 2 angles. Proven topicals? First, on the outside. Look for modern heroes like azelaic acid, tranexamic acid, kojic acid, and high-potency niacinamide. They are all incredibly effective at targeting dark spots. Inside-out support. Second, support your skin from the inside. Focus on a diet rich in antioxidants. This means eating colorful fruits and vegetables like berries, citrus fruits, and leafy greens. Certain supplements also show promise. Ingredients like polypodium, leucotomos, a fern extract, and pycnogenol from pine bark have been studied for their ability to help reduce pigmentation. These modern alternatives may not be as brutally fast as prescription hydroquinone, but they don't carry the same baggage. The story of hydroquinone is a warning. It shows us that the most powerful solution isn't always the safest one, and that fear can change the world. The case may be closed, but the choice is now yours. Work with a doctor to use the old gold standard, or explore the safer modern alternatives. The most important thing is to make an informed choice. And if this video empowered you, subscribe for more secrets the beauty industry doesn't want you to know. Thank you for watching. Stay curious.